again, everybody, you're here for ICS 4U, or Grade 12 Computer Science. And so we'll just continue from where we started off, or we ended off last time. So last video we talked about the setup that you will need in order to do the coursework in this class and to also practice programming, right? So one more thing we need to do is we need to make an account with a service called GitHub. Okay, so you're gonna go to github.com. Okay, github.com, and then you'll sign up for an account. So let me put in an email address. Okay. Okay. Continue. Oh, it's already been used. Okay. So let me use an old email. Okay. And then create a password. Okay. Username test dummy. Okay, so it says username may only contain alphanumeric characters or single hyphens and cannot begin or end with a hyphen. Okay. I need to come up with a unique name. Tester 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Bronston. Teach. So your username, I want your username to be your actual name, because this is what's gonna allow me to identify you easily. You're gonna be getting assignments and also submitting assignments using this tool GitHub, and we're gonna go into that as we get closer to an assignment. But just for today, we're just gonna set up the account, and maybe I'll run a little test about how it works. So enter username. It should be your name. Okay. No. Verify your account. Okay. 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 So now I need to enter in the code. So you'll get an email sent to you, and it should have the code there for you to enter. How many team members will be working with you? I'm a student, just me. And we will, perhaps we'll do this continue free. Okay. Okay, so here we go, right? So let's look at my repository. So we've created an account, right? So now I just wanted to walk you through that. I'm gonna sign out and I'm gonna go into my personal account. Is it this one? This. Okay, so I have some stuff here. Let's see, let's look at this. So you'll be getting familiar with this kind of screen that's showing here. Um, so what this is pretty much GitHub allows you to upload all your code files onto the internet, right? So if I look at a file here, this is called grep.py, and this is what the file looks like, right? And so if you're also another user, you can come to this repository that I've made, click on code, and we'll go into this part later. But you click on code, you can copy the link, and then you can also go into VS Code and work with the code. So here, let me get an example here. Clone Git repository. So here's some repositories that are known to me. So I'll click this one. So now so again, I just want to I don't want to I know I'm going a little bit fast here and I don't want to confuse you guys. So here. So when you're on the website and you're at the repository that you want to work with, you can copy the link from here. You can click this button, it will copy it. And then when you're here, when you go clone Git repository, you just paste the link in here and then you can go from there. I'm just doing something else different. So then once you've pasted the link and you've told the VS Code which repository you want to clone, right? Then you gotta find out a place for it to reside, right? Where the files will reside. So for simplicity, you can go to the desktop and here. So it's gonna put the files on the desktop, and here it says, would you like to open the cloned repository? And yes, I trust the authors. And here we are. So now here, if we look on my desktop, it should be there somewhere. There. At the corner there, you can't see behind my webcam, but the files are there. And so we can look at what files are in this repository. So here we got this is something some exercises I did in from a textbook on the C language. And so this is the file. So you would work. So now here's a common workflow. I would edit the file. I'm just gonna put comments here. I'll put comment about nothing. So I've modified it. I've modified the file, right? Now, what do? We want to save these changes, right? So here you notice, okay, so I did Command S to save the file. Here, I'll put in something else. You see this dot here? That means that the file's not saved. So I do Command S on Mac, and it saves. Now, here in the source control pane, I'm getting some information here. So it says changes, spacecount.c. So that's the file that I'm working in right now, and I've made changes to it, right? So what we want to do is we want to update the changes on the repository. So now there's two ways to do this. You can do it this way, but I want you guys to get used to doing it from the terminal. So I'm gonna type git status. We don't worry about too much about this information here. What it's telling you is that here is one file that has been modified and it's in red, and the changes are not staged. So it's just telling me that this file has been changed, but the changes haven't been staged to be uploaded. So now I'm gonna say git add, and then I'm gonna put a dot here. A dot will just, if I have more than one file, the dot will just take all of the files. So git add, nothing, you don't see anything here. Then I say git status again. Notice that it's in green now. It says changes to be committed. So now it's ready to be committed. Now I put git commit -m space. So this, every space is important. You cannot have this like that, right? It says command not found. You cannot write git commit by itself. Okay, you can, but it's asking for more information. So how do I exit this? Okay, so I can write the comment here. Say changes made. But that's a little bit more cryptic, right? So let me just show you the easiest way to do it. So again, I've changed the file again. I'm gonna save it. Let me make this bigger. Git status. This has been modified. Git add dot. Git status again. It's in green. It's ready to be committed. Now I say git commit -m space double quotes. Now inside the double quotes, you just write your message. Write your message here. And there we did it. And now the last thing we need to do is to git push, meaning we push these changes into the repository that's online. And there we go. So now if we go to GitHub, let's see. K&R exercises. That was the repository we were working in, right? Here, right away it says 4 commits, and it says this commit just happened just now. And remember, the message I wrote was called "Write your message now." So if I go here, here's the history too. This was done 5 years ago, but this one was updated today, which is now. I go to space count, and here the comments that we wrote are here. So this is what's called version control, right? You write your program, you save it, and you commit these changes, and you push them to the repository. So I'm gonna quiz you guys on the terminology. What does git status do? What does git add do? What does git commit do? What does git push do? Right? And so that you guys get familiar with that, because you're going to be doing that over and over and over and over and over again, right? So here are the changes that were made. Now I can actually go. Let me see if I can go to history. Let's go to this one. Okay, so it gives me just a history. So with all this, I can look at your code and I can see the history of the commits you made. So at one point I committed all these changes at one time. Okay, so anyways, I think I'm getting too bogged down into the details for now. So don't worry about that right now. Just worry about getting the account first, and that's it. Once we get ready to start the first assignment, then we can really dig deep into the details that I skimmed over just now. So don't really worry too much about all the stuff that I'm saying. Only worry about making the account. And now I forgot one last thing. Well, actually, the first thing we're supposed to do is that we need to install Git. So Git is actually the actual scripts that you use. So when I typed in the commands git add, git push, etc. So that downloading Git enables us to use that. So I'm just gonna download for Mac OS. Now let's see. Now this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so it says there are several options for installing Git on Mac OS. Note that any non-source distributions are provided by third parties and may not be up to date with the latest source release. So here are different ways to install the software, and I think most of these are in the terminal. So install Homebrew. You can building from source binary installer. I want to choose the one that's easiest for you to do. So let's see, installer here. So let's see, download it. Open the package. Okay, perfect. This is an easy way of doing it. Put in your password. If you're on Mac. Okay, so that's one way. Now I'll show you the other way, which is used mostly. So here's a command called brew install git, and so it wants us to install Homebrew. I already have Homebrew, but let me see. Okay, perfect. So let me go back first. So it says install Homebrew if you don't already have it. Now this is only if you're on Mac. Most of you will not have Homebrew, but I'll show you how to do it. You need to type in this whole thing here. But rather than just typing it out, just click this clipboard here and you'll copy it. Open your terminal. So this terminal, if you don't know where to find it, I believe I showed you where to find it, but if you don't know where to find it, you can ask me. Okay, so I'm gonna paste. So remember that whole command, I've copied it and I've pasted it here. All I gotta do is press enter now. Now it's gonna say checking for sudo access. Sudo, so you need to have certain privileges to be able to access this request. So you're just gonna put in your password. And notice I've typed in my password, but you don't see anything because just in case somebody is behind you trying to look, they won't be able to see your password. Once you've typed in your password, press enter. Now it says this script will install, and so it's gonna install the following things, and then I can just press enter to start. Press enter to continue, or any other key to abort. I'm gonna okay, well it's going now. This might take a while as well. Okay, so it's done. So it says here, next steps, run brew help to get started. I don't think we need to do that, but okay, so we've installed Homebrew. Now we just have to run this command. So Homebrew is a package manager. So a Homebrew is a package manager, so it allows us to download different files and stuff. So here it's just gonna do everything for us. And there, it's done. So now I can type git. I think there might be a command called version. So git dash dash version. And here it says I have Git version 2.39.0. So that's when you know that you've installed Git properly, right? But remember, if you're not comfortable with this homebrew way, go to binary installer, click here, download the installer, and then follow those instructions. Okay. So now that we have Git, we have GitHub account. We're good with the setup for the class. You should have VS Code to write your code in. And for now, to begin with, we're not going to worry too much about Git and GitHub and stuff like that. You may see me use it in the videos. Don't worry too much about it. Once we get to the assignment, we're going to, as we get close to the assignment, we're going to do a refresher and a primer to get you guys enough information to be able to use it and submit your assignment. Okay. Other than that, all you need now is to be able to use VS Code and Python and write Python, simple Python programs. Okay, so that is all, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.